In mathematics, a multiplication table is a mathematical table used to define a multiplication operation for an algebraic system. The decimal multiplication table was traditionally taught as an essential part of elementary arithmetic around the world, as it lays the foundation for arithmetic operations with base 10 numbers. Many educators believe it is necessary to memorize the table up to 9 times 9. History. The oldest known multiplication tables were used by the Babylonians about 4,000 years ago. They used base 60. The oldest known tables using base 10 are the decimal multiplication table on bamboo strips dating to about 305 BC, found in China. The table is sometimes attributed to Pythagoras. It is also called the Table of Pythagoras in many languages, sometimes in English. In 493 AD, Victorius of Aquitaine wrote a 98-column multiplication table which gave the product of every number from 2 to 50 times, and the rows were a list of numbers starting with 1000, descending by hundreds to 100, then descending by tens to 10, then by ones to 1, and then the fractions down to 1/144th. In his 1820 book The Philosophy of Arithmetic, mathematician John Leslie published a multiplication table up to 99 times 99, which allows numbers to be multiplied in pairs of digits at a time. Leslie also recommended that young pupils memorize the multiplication table up to 25 times 25. The illustration below shows a table up to 12 times 12, which is a common size to teach in schools. The traditional rote learning of multiplication was based on memorization of columns in the table, in a form like 1 times 10 equals 10, 2 times 10 equals 23 times 10 equals 34 times 10 equals 45 times 10 equals 56 times 10 equals 67 times 10 equals 78 times 10 equals 89 times 10 equals 90. This form of writing the multiplication table in columns with complete number sentences is still used in some countries instead of the modern grid. Above. Patterns in the tables. There is a pattern in the multiplication table that can help people to memorize the table more easily. It uses the figures below. Figure 1 is used for multiples of 1, 3, 7, and 9. Figure 2 is used for the multiples of 2, 4, 6, and 8. These patterns can be used to memorize the multiples of any number from 0 to 10, except 5, as you would start on the number you are multiplying. When you multiply by 0, you stay on 0. The pattern also works with multiples of 10, by starting at 1 and simply adding 0, giving you 10. Then just apply every number in the pattern to the tens unit as you would normally do as usual to the ones unit. For example, to recall all the multiples of 7, look at the 7 in the first picture and follow the arrow. The next number in the direction of the arrow is 4, so think of the next number after 7 that ends with 4, which is 14. The next number in the direction of the arrow is 1, so think of the next number after 14 that ends with 1, which is 21. After coming to the top of this column, start with the bottom of the next column, and travel in the same direction. The number is 8. So think of the next number after 21 that ends with 8, which is 28. Proceed in the same way until the last number, 3, corresponding to 63. Next, use the 0 at the bottom. It corresponds to 70. Then, start again with the 7. This time it will correspond to 77. Continue like this. In abstract algebra, tables can also define binary operations on groups, fields, rings, and other algebraic systems. In such contexts they can be called Cayley tables. Here are the addition and multiplication tables for the finite field Z5. For every natural number n, there are also addition and multiplication tables for the rings Inc. For other examples, see group and octonion. Chinese multiplication table. The Chinese multiplication table consists of 81 sentences with 5 Chinese characters per sentence. making it as easy for children to learn by heart. A shorter version of the table consists of only 45 sentences, as terms such as 9 8s beget 72 are identical to 8 9s beget 72, so there is no need to learn them twice. Waring states decimal multiplication bamboo slips. A bundle of 21 bamboo slips dated 305 BC. In the Waring States period in the Tsinghua bamboo slips collection is the world's earliest known example of a decimal multiplication table. Standards-based mathematics reform in the USA. In 1989, the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics developed new standards which were based on the belief that all students should learn higher-order thinking skills, and which recommended reduced emphasis on the teaching of traditional methods that relied on rote memorization, such as multiplication tables. Widely adopted texts such as Investigations in Numbers, Data, and Space omitted aids such as multiplication tables in early editions. NCTM made it clear in their 2006 focal points that basic mathematics facts must be learned, though there is no consensus on whether rote memorization is the best method.